Welcome back, Goddess. This is another edition of Goddess Chat. I am Coach Sarita. I offer women the tools to heal body, mind, and soul through cultivating a relationship with yourself that is based on self-love. The self-love relationship is the beginning of a life-changing journey. And today I came to discuss boundaries with you. I read a quote this morning and it really made me sit down and take a moment just to think about boundaries, where I'm at with them. So I'm going to read it to you and then we'll have just a short discussion. Let people do what they need to do to make them happy. Mind your own business and do what you need to do to make you happy. Let that soak in for a minute. Where are you at with that? Are you someone that can mind your own business and allow people to have their own journey? Or are you someone who has appointed yourself a rescuer in someone else's journey because you know what's best for them? What this made me think about was boundaries. Reading this quote made me think about crossing the boundaries that other people have set. And it also made me go a step further within my own boundary, awareness of my own boundaries. And it made me think about what my boundaries are. Where am I at on a scale from 1 to 10? 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest. Are my boundaries strong? Are they healthy? Are they supportive to me? Our boundaries are directly connected to our self-respect. Boundaries is a great act of self-love. It's the greatest act of self-love. Just think about this for a moment. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Are your boundaries strong? Are you consenting to things that do not resonate with who you are as a person? And if boundaries are related to your self-respect, then self-respect begins with how you treat yourself. Are you treating yourself in a loving way? So let's discuss, where do we start? The first thing that we're going to do a short activity, and grab a journal, a piece of paper, something that you can write on, preferably a journal, so that you'll be able to go back and access this, at a later time. You can read over it and review it and alter it and change it if you have to, because as life goes on, things do change. So we're going to make a list. The first category is rigid. Your rigid boundaries are things that I'm not changing this. I don't care what happens. This is my boundary. I'm sticking to it. The next category you're going to make is flexible. What are your flexible boundaries? What is important, but depending on the circumstances, it can slide. The last list is open. Open, yes, this is important to me. I would like to have it, but I am willing to let this boundary slide. I'm willing to be easy on it, depending on certain circumstances. The thing to remember is you can still set boundaries and be a lovable, likable person. People will respect you still the same way. So once you have made your list, the next thing that you're going to do is just read over it and familiarize yourself with it. Think about it this way. Boundaries define who you are, essentially. Boundaries define what you will and won't accept. So having healthy boundaries is supportive to you, your growth, your relationship that you have with yourself, and it is directly related to your self-respect. Where's your no meter? Where's your this does not resonate with me meter? It's okay to stand up for yourself. So what exists within our boundaries? There are a few things. If you don't have boundaries, if you start making your list and you find that your boundaries are not healthy, it's okay. We're doing this together. It's perfectly okay. So let's start from scratch. Some of the things you want to consider are your feelings. What is important to you? When certain things happen, how does it make you feel? Survey your body. The next category you want to consider are your attitudes and beliefs. That plays a really important part. The next thing are your values. Your values must be considered when making your boundaries. Your limits. What are your limits? Your thoughts. What's going through your mind? And then what are your desires? So as I leave you today, the last thing that I will say is, as you are cultivating the relationship that you have with yourself, setting boundaries is really supportive. You may not, you may make your list today if you're someone that has really relaxed boundaries and your no muscle may be weak. Well, the next phase or next step to this is, let's start to practice and to strengthen that no muscle. Let's start standing in the truth of who we are 10 toes down and saying, no, this isn't okay with me, but I am willing to offer this. Let people know who you are and where you stand at all times. I wish you well. I wish you an amazing day. Bye.